Good morning. It's been quite a while since I've gotten on and made a recording to give an update on what's going on. Things are things are going amazingly. It's now the 11th, no, yeah, the 11th day that I've been on this cleanse, and the first week was the hardest. The first 72 hours, anyway. After I hit the fourth day, then things started to mellow out for me. Now, I've heard reports that other people have seen uh, people that have done a similar type of fast going through all sorts of withdrawals about food and wanting to chew on everything. And I've not had any of those types of symptoms. It's just been, I've kept myself busy and occupied, and when I'm hungry, I just drink some more water, fill my stomach with water, and that alleviates the craving. Now, of course, it was difficult this last Sunday. We had my brother over for dinner, and my wife and family had made a really nice Sunday dinner spread. So that was the hardest part of it so far, was being around all that wonderfully smelling food. Okay, well, my energy level has remained constant. It's not spiked or really depleted a lot. Except in the evenings, when it gets close to 10 o'clock at night, then things start to get I get weary, which seems natural, doesn't it? Let's see, what other things have I noticed? To date, I have lost nearly 15 pounds. It's 14.8 pounds that I've lost in that amount of time, in 11 days. So I'm just a little over a pound a day. I tested my blood sugar twice, and I haven't tested my blood pressure. I was kind of curious about that, but I haven't tested it. I don't have a blood pressure cuff. But the blood sugar was interesting. The first time I tested was, I guess it was 2 days ago. It was on the 16th. It was in the afternoon, which really shouldn't matter too much because I haven't eaten at all. So it came in at 59. I was surprised that it was that low, and I was feeling as good as I was. I tested myself again last night, and it was at 62. So it's on the low end, but I don't feel impaired in any way. I don't feel sluggish or out of focus at all. It's just I just have gone about my day like I normally do. I haven't done a lot of exercising at all. I may sprint up the stairs or something like that, but I haven't gone for a long walk or anything. Just kind of let my body do its thing. And speaking of doing its thing, I was expecting more of a cleansing reaction to what was going on with me. So the first week, nothing really had happened much. My cycle and my digestive tract wasn't producing any waste at all. So, but an interesting thing happened on Wednesday, which was the 16th. I guess it was Tuesday evening is when it started. I had to stay pretty close to the bathroom for about 12 hours. And that was very intriguing to me because I haven't actually put anything into my system at all. So all of that was coming out of my body was clearly waste that my body had been processing and clearing out of my digestive tract. Perhaps it was plaque and other impurities that were in my system. So since then, it's mellowed out again, but it's been a good experience. I haven't had super bad cravings. I mean, I am human. I do long for, the taste of chocolate again, and taste of apples, and other fruit, and even longing for a Twinkie or something like that, something sweet. But it's not been any worse than when I've been on a strict diet, like, well, for instance, like wanting to go on a fat, or not a fast, but a strict diet. Like, I went off sugar at one time, and I didn't eat sugar at all for about 2 weeks, just to see what my body would do, just to see if I could do it. And at that time, once I had made the commitment, if I stuck with it, then that's when I was able to see it through, and it didn't have as much of a pull on me. But I've noticed about myself psychologically that if I say I'm going to do something and I start it, and then I change my mind, just after I start it, a few days after, then it seems to be, increasingly more difficult to start it back up again. So that's why I've had times where I thought, well, maybe it's time to stop. There's been some friends and family members that have been concerned about my health and that, and that pressure has, weighed heavily on me. But as I look at what's going on with my body and how I'm feeling, I don't feel like I'm in any danger. I don't feel like I'm putting myself at risk. And I think listening to my body and seeing how I'm feeling at this point, I think I'm going to slowly start back into juices. I have a juicer, and so I'm going to be juicing some apples and other vegetables and fruits. And I'm going to slowly start incorporating that back into my system. And then I've had great success in the past with wheat sprouts, um, especially with cleansing and also with energy, and feeling like my body's being fed properly. So I'm going to start soaking some wheat tonight, and then it'll be ready. So when I do get off the juices, or not get off the juices, I'm going to continue to drink the juices and then incorporate some wheat sprouts into my diet at that point. And we'll see how that goes. I may do that for several days as well. Just give my body a natural, whole, live food that's in living form, and then go from there. I'm trying to remember all the other questions that I've been asked since I started this, but I have a condition that I've had most of my life, and my hands tremble. They would tremble like this when I try to work or do something. My hands would shake. And I'm exaggerating that at this time, but since I've been on the fast, my hands have been steady. They haven't been trembling. There's a slight tremor in my left hand, which is what I am. I'm left-handed, but it's not nearly as pronounced as it was before, which I find pretty interesting. So it makes me wonder if there's something in what my diet was that contributes to that condition in my body. So I found that interesting. This has taught me an awful lot about myself, not only about my body and how it responds to stress, but what I'm capable of doing. I mean, the fact that I've been able to go now 11 days without any food is a testament to me that how powerful the body is, and also the power of willpower, the strength of my mind over my body. And I've always felt that if you could master your body, you could do just about anything you wanted to. So I'm dressed in a white shirt and tie and going to be running out the door here to have some job interviews. So we'll see how that goes too, in my new state of mind. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, just type them and respond to this video, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have. Thanks.